What's going on, everybody? It's me, Shane, and I'm here to give you another Yashahime half, I'm sorry, Princess Half Demon episode review recap. Today's episode is season 2, episode 26, or the second episode of season 2, called Demon Spirit of the Sea. So, before we jump right into it, please remember to give me a like, comment, and subscribe. I definitely appreciate that. So let's get right on into it. We do a quick little recap what happened last episode. The resurrecting or the preventing Towa's spirit from being Towa, not Towa, so Suna's spirit from being taken away. And now I actually understand the significance of the reborn opening theme. Makes a lot of sense now. So we greeted with the scene where there's tons of these statues. I forget the literal technical name because these statues do have a name in Japanese, not just mythology, but that in the different lores of the land of Japan. I just can't remember the names. They have long ears and things like that. These statues have red eyes, and there's a green tint and a green pool. And of course, we see the Bishonen Riku walk up to the pool, and being known as Mimi Senri comes out, and Mimi Senri says, "Oh yeah, so you betrayed Kirin Maru and blah 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 blah." He's like, "Man, you do have sharp ears." This guy's eyes are closed. He has long ears like the statues all around him. And he says, "Hey, even you cannot run away from Kirin Maru. I'm just letting you know." And he doesn't plan on running away. His whole idea is to get the rainbow jewels, and he has a lot of other stuff to do. Well, and it's funny because Mimi Senri is like, "Oh, so you're talking about the stuff?" Because he said he's gonna do whatever he pleases. He's like, "Oh, so you're talking about with Shishomaru's daughter?" He's like, "You're gonna get burned if you go down that route." And suddenly the statues or the spirits of the statues start saying various things like they're talking about the blue jewel he has. They're talking about all the rainbow pearls. They heard that the girls were uh, they broke even with Kirin that he beat them, or that they did a good job standing their own, but he held back. Just various things, and there's spirit lights all around them. Actually, all around the both of them, especially even the statues. And when I say statues speak, they're not moving their lips, so you can just the voices are coming from them, but you can't see them actually talk. I'm guessing it's just an inside kind of thing. And he listens. He does his ear like this and listens to what they have to say. And we are quickly greeted with Towa wondering where Setsuna is. Setsuna is looking for the Kyukoken, which is the root that you need to make the weapon for Towa. But Towa's just like, why are you, why did I get abandoned? Flashback to her being waken up by Setsuna. Setsuna's like, all right, you've been asleep too long. And Moroha was still asleep by them, so I guess no. I guess we would just let Moroha do what she wants, what she deserves to do what she wants. Um, Towa sees some children playing by the sea. Their mothers there. I guess they're doing fisherman people stuff. But then a strong wind blows, and the girl's scarf comes off, and everyone starts freaking out. So the woman comes over and she wraps her hair back up, and Towa's like, "What's going on here?" Like, talks to him like, "What's going on?" We cut over to Setsuna, who is looking for the Kyukoken. She is determined to make sure that her sister does not have to fight with that broken human sword anymore. Meanwhile, Moroha's with the corpse dealer, drinks him all sorts of low-level demon bounties, and she gets a low amount of money. And she knew it was going to happen, but she needed to make money anyway. She asked him if he knows anything about the Bokusen-Oh. Of course, he says no, but maybe there's a demon that would. But Moroha is dedicated to trying to help, get Towa a new blade. But when he mentions that demon that could help, he says it's a demon no one's ever seen his face, but it's deadly. Blah blah blah. I got a feeling he's lying anyway. I don't trust Jubei, the corpse dealer. He rubs me the wrong way. Just something about him. Nah. But he claims that he's probably forgotten a bunch of stuff because he acts like he's heard of it. I don't know. I let the record show I don't trust him at all. So the we go back to Towa. The village tell her, yeah, it's this demon that's at it's bad to have your hair out. If you have long hair at the sea, it's bad to have it. And this old woman says, well, it's the sea snake woman. Sea snake woman is originally a demon named Watasune no Tami that protected the waters around there. People who would get swept up in the waves and the currents, she would help get them back on the ships and send them back home because that type of thing happened around there, around the turbulent waters. But recently she has some resentment towards long-haired women, and this thing just makes Toa think of Setsuna's long hair, which Setsuna does. She puts up that little ponytail. She does have some ridiculously long hair. But I don't know why this makes her think of her. Maybe she has a sister con almost, so maybe she you know has this type of sixth sense, which she typically does have. They do have that between one another, and they are twins, so I'll let it go. Setsuna doesn't get a lead, but Moroha does with the information that Jubei gave her, and she's right on top of Takachiyo. I forgot about him being in the show. So it sounds like a lot of work. They're trying to figure out how can they find a demon that they don't know what it looks like because no one's actually physically seen it because everybody else who have seen it has died. Well, suddenly this woman that looks like your traditional Japanese nun with the covers on her face. She's carrying two big sacks and she trips and the sack falls. Moroha's like, hey, this thing's kind of heavy. Are you okay? We'll help you. So someone grabs one, she grabs one, and they're gonna walk with her and she sees Setsuna's hair and she smirks. So we already know what's going on there. As they get to the cliffside, they give her stuff and they're about to leave, but she said, "No, stay, eat." And they're eating and they're chatting. Setsuna's not eating, but Takachiyo's eating her share, which I find I like that about Setsuna. Like when something doesn't seem right, she's not gonna sit there and indulge. She's just gonna sit there and wait. But Moroha is very much like Inuyasha. She's gonna be able to spring to action even if she let her guard down, which is what happens. But I'll get to that part in a minute. They Moroha is casually saying, "Man, you live up in a pretty rough area," and Setsuna piling on top of that saying, "Yeah, why do you live up by a cliff all by yourself?" "Well, I love the sea and I'm in training, and there's just some things I can't let go of." And they're like, "Okay." Suddenly, make sure I got this right. Suddenly, we are now with Towa, who's with Hisu, the son of both Sango and Miroku, and they're talking to Kohaku. Kohaku's like, "Yeah, I heard this thing before. Text it gives them the rundown that I believe Toa had already gotten. Um, so what they're trying to figure out where Setsuna is because obviously Toa says I got a bad feeling. I think I need to find her. Kirara already knows where she is, so they're gonna ride on top of Kirara and go take care of this. I love how the demon hunters work because later on in here, they're already there and they're ready to go. They already know the lowdown that you can't look into this demon's eyes. They have these kind of visors that have holes at the bottom, so they can see where they're trying to aim, but they don't have to directly look where they're going. Fantastic, fantastic. I just got to get ahead of myself there because the demon lady, she does one of those cool like Akuma from Street Fighter, like teleport walks behind Setsuna, just goes to your hair. As she's pulling it, the tie breaks, which is like, man, either that tie was not rubber or that tie was like a type of hard shell, like maybe from a sea fish or something. Yeah, shellfish or something. It breaks, and both Mora and Setsuna are able to jump back. She's like, "You're not human." "No, neither are you, woman." So she reveals herself to be the sea snake lady. We are, and just her hair turns into like snakes. It looks like snakes, but they don't have eyes. It's just snake hair. She gets these red eyes, and Mora's like, "Don't look at her." So the translation was kind of rough. I didn't get the feeling at first that you weren't supposed to look at her, that just no one had seen her. But once you get this information, you're able to just follow along. For some reason, and so it makes me think of like Medusa. For some reason, Riku is also by the sea, and he swipes his hand to turn some sea foam into ice crystals. Whatever. Suddenly the fight. So Sneak Snake Lady goes into the sea, and her whole lower half is, covered by a typhoon, some type of maelstrom. She's saying she can't forgive women with long hair. Um, Hisu and Towa, they're already on their way, and now Moroha and Setsuna use Takashi's giant form to roll and move so they don't have to look at the sea snake lady. And she's like, so even though you're not humans, you're just like the humans, and you're gonna try to kill me just because I scare you. And they're like, no. Then you hurt people? Like, aren't you attacking people? And she's like, oh, I'm gonna tell you the tale. So, as always, she did protect those seas. That is not false. But what happened is one day, weather changed quickly. It was some rough seas, and this fisherman that she had loved from afar couldn't turn around. But dude almost drowned, and she went under there. She got him. She kissed him, brought him back to the shore, and all that. Brought him back to the shore and all that stuff. And you know, one day, and this guy, I like how he looks different from all the random other fishermen. Like he has tan skin, looks like Mako Tsunami from Yu-Gi-Oh. I like that you can tell who he's supposed to be. That actually really does help. So she wants to visit him because she missed him. She just wanted to see him. For some reason, she turned into a sea snake just to watch him from afar. A fisherman from behind sees her, and apparently the local legend there is sea snakes and sea snake tails. That means that there's a superstition that they breed bad weather, that they create storms. So the fishermen, they all are beating her. You see like strips of skin coming off of the snake, just getting beat down. And of course, her lovely fisherman dude takes a harpoon, bullseye, and cuts the head off, and that head turned into the being that we have right now. Obviously, she couldn't be killed like that, but now she is angry and evil. She's mad. She's like, I saved him. Why would he do this? And this is when I kind of turned around and went, "You're stupid. If you knew about the superstition, why didn't you just appear as yourself? Like, why didn't you just poke from behind a rock?" And someone be like, "Oh, look, there's a naked lady over there." And you could have just washed away. Why did you just? So you have a grudge, which technically he wouldn't have known it was you. So anyway, we get flashbacks of anyone that looks at her, from the sheer fear and terror of her face and her eye and her little eye beams. They turn to stone. They shatter. Well, even the same thing happened to the fisherman, which she's probably so enraged, like most dumb Japanese demon vengeful things are. She didn't pay attention to the fact that he looked up at her. He can tell, regardless of her evil face, that she was the sea goddess. He actually loved her too. So he's reaching out and still gets turned to stone. Okay. So, Setsuna goes, and Setsuna and Moroha, they actually say, they're like, damn, that sounds rough. That really sucks. Why you go after ladies with long hair though? Oh, I can't change from this. I'm always gonna look like this, so I can't stand seeing by a woman that reminds me of what I used to look like. Here's my thing: you look like a pretty hot nun lady a moment ago. Why can't you just look like that? Does it take too much demon magic? I mean, I'm trying to follow. No, eh, eh. But I digress. She uses her good ocean powers, whip up a maelstrom, knocks Takashio over the hill. They now don't have their cover, so they have their back to her. They're trying to figure out how to attack her. So Setsuna just says, "Hey, screw it." They cover their eyes. They use their Crimson Dragon Wave. The Scourge of Swallows. That stuff goes everywhere. Doesn't hit her. Suddenly, here comes Towa coming out of the sky. Right as the Demon Slayers, they're lobbing the fire bombs at her. They're chucking these things, and they're hitting her and everything. He's like, "What?" And I told you they have those cool little coverings. So Towa's hugging Setsuna. She's like, "Why'd you leave me? You know, if you die, you can't be brought back." And Setsuna has this very comical the half eye look, like, "I can't let you fight with this broken sword. I told you I was gonna look for this thing to help you out." And Moroha, the voice of reason, says, "We don't really have time to fight right now." But Towa has mirrored sunglasses, which she never mentioned that she had before. Which, it's fine. Who cares? I can see, you packing a bunch of different stuff. I can see those being on her person. So, I don't care about that. I care more about the lady turning to a sea snake when she knows about the superstition with the sea snakes. Regardless. So, the Sango boomerang didn't work from Hisu. The bomb started to not work. So Towa's coming in. We get that shot of Riku again. She's about to come in, but the Snake Lady makes a tidal wave. He freezes all the waters, keeping her in place and stopping from um, hitting Towa. Towa already says, "Is that Riku?" At least you're smart enough now. Towa, you're smart enough to know who it is. Thank goodness for season 2. And now Snake Lady has a brighter beam. Like, her eye beams are in full effect. She's optic blast. And while Setsuna and Moroha are kind of ducking down, not looking, she looks and notices the beams do not pass through her blade. And she remembers what Total-san said: her blade can cut what cannot be cut. Yeah, sounds pretty cool, right? So she turns around, focuses, and gets this nice little green overlay, and she can see this red string, the red string of fate. You have to know what that is. That's in multiple things, especially in Japanese folklore. The red string of fate that connects to. So she's like, "Am I supposed to cut this?" And she hears a voice that says, "No, don't cut it, don't cut it." And she goes, "Okay." She jumps in the water, swims to the voice, and lo and behold, it is the statue of the Fisher guy. So while everybody else is kind of trying to tangle with Sea Snake Lady, she, you know, she comes up with the guy. He's still reaching out, just reaching out to her. And he says, "Yo, I missed you. How much? I've missed you so much. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Look, I have always loved you." And she, like, the water, as the water comes over and makes it look like he's crying. The sea snake lady, she's crying as well. She says, "What?" She's like, "No, that can't be true. We still see the red string." So we're kind of seeing through Setsuna's red strangle vision. And the red string still connects them. It connects him to her, which is very nice touch. Suddenly, she starts flashing. She goes from that monstrous form back to her original sea demon goddess lady form with the hair covering her boobs and all the other parts. And she slowly sinks into the water. The string then dissipates. It's dissipated. And that's how this battle ends. Our trio of half demon princesses are now on top of Kirara, and they're just like, man, it's it's really sad on what happened. I just, to think that you had all these feelings, but misunderstanding led to this. And we catch Setsuna smiling, but she looks away. She's like, "No, we got to get your blade." And Moroha's like, "We forgot to ask about the Bokusen-Oh." And they're all like, "God dog it." Well, and Towa's the one that says, we'll get to it next time. Of course, she's the one. The thing for her, she's not taking seriously. And of course, Riku is looking from afar, going, "I'm glad it turned out all right." Yes. Um, my notes are funny because I said something else. He says, "I hope you find the Kyo-Kun root." Obviously, his plan is for them to kill Kiramaro in order to save his stupid Lady Zero. Which, again, Lady Zero is the reason why Rin is in the situation she's in. Try not to curse on this, but screw you, Zero, screw you, Riku. Middle fingers all around. Well, before I get into my feelings about this, next episode, I think this is Moroha talking. I can't tell if it was Moroha or Towa, but it's Towa actually. They're talking about she's talking about uh, Setsuna's Naginata is reacting to something. Then she starts thinking, wait a minute, Miss Ren, how did Miss Ren get in the situation she's in? Apparently, next episode's about the Silver Scale curse. We're going to get some Setsuna versus Riku action. So, well, at least I think versus, he's in the tree, she's looking down, looking up at him. I hope she cuts him in half. This tale, this episode was like, I am happy that the very next episode, 26 episodes in, right? Very next episode didn't forget about the whole mission, didn't forget about the plot at all. That's actually pretty refreshing. We are resulting in a fallout. The fallout now is I I lost you once. I can't get you back anymore. And the other action is I need to make sure you can defend yourself because you've been fighting half-assed this whole entire time. I like that dynamic. My thing is when y'all gonna give some justice for Moroha? That intro where she is her and her shadow and her parent's shadow. Who is going to be the non-jackass and tell her? Can we not have Moroha be Naruto? Can we not have a thing where, oh, I thought you knew about your parents? Come on now. Don't let this be Moroha. Sit her down, show her some pictures. These are your parents. This is why you have sacred arrow powers. The reason why no one wants to help you is apparently because your dad is so OP, you should probably be able to help yourself. Maybe she has the Crimson Dragon Wave and the reverse backlash Crimson Dragon Wave. Maybe she'll get her own super adamant barrage or something like that. Maybe she needs to be able to combine her sacred, arrow powers with her sword powers and make a sacred sword slash. Something. Don't know. All in all, the one thing that brought this episode down was how dumb the dumbness. Like, you turned yourself into another lady before. Are you just talking about when you're out in the sea, you're upset because you can't be what you used to be? Because she had her hair wrapped. I'm guessing because she had the snake hair. She didn't want the snake hair. Fine, I'll give you some leeway on that. But you turn into a sea snake knowing that they're superstitious about sea snakes? All in all, this episode is a 3 out of 5 for me. Not horrible. Like, actually, the thing that brought it up was the fact they didn't forget about the plot. The how ready the demon hunters are. That's another thing. I deeply appreciate it. So, and it looks like we're chugging along with figuring stuff out with the story. So, maybe another 24 episodes we'll get some more really cool stuff. Hopefully, by the middle of this, something good will happen for Moroha that isn't corpse dealer guy going, oh, I'm gonna give you your freedom. She should already been free. Hoping Inuyasha punches you right in the heart. But please, let me know what you thought of the episode. Give me a comment right down there. Not in my hand, down here. Give me a comment. Let me know what you thought of this episode. As always, please give me that like. The like helps for the ratio, right? Please subscribe if you're not. Get notifications for more videos like this. We do these videos every Saturday. That notification bell's right there. Please share the video so other people can see what a great time we're having. As always, I deeply appreciate each and every one of you. Please be good, be blessed, wash your hands, wear that mask. Be safe out there. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. Either way, don't be a jerk. There's always someone there for you, and I will definitely see you next time.